opened a brand new island destination in the Bahamas.
We are having the perfect day on the Disney Cruise Line, and we are exploring the brand new Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point.
We're so excited.
This is it. Today's the day.
Back there. It's pretty early in the morning here on our Disney cruise. Emma and I did wake up and do breakfast in the room, which is something you can do. You can get pastries and cereal, coffee and orange juice and stuff brought to your room. So we did that this morning, got ready and came out here to gaze upon the island of Eleuthera, which is the home of Disney's new Lookout Key. We are sailing the first week of June, and Lookout Key does open this week. This is actually the first sailing to make it to Lookout Key, and we are so excited to be a part of it. Disney did invite us for this, so thank you, Disney, for having us. Now, Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point is not a private island like Disney's previous destination, Disney's Castaway Key. Instead, it's located on the Bahamian island of Eleuthera. Now, it might not sound as cool for it to not be a full private island, but I actually think it's cooler because it means there's a lot more room for excursions around the rest of the island. Disney has said that Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point pays tribute to the beauty of nature, and you can see that in all of the architecture, which we are very excited to check out today. And the island was built partnering with Bahamian artists, historians, and cultural ambassadors. So the beauty of the Bahamas is beckoning us. It's beckoning us. Now, we are still on board because on any port day, you have to wait for the all ashore announcement. Today is special. It is actually the first day that most of the crew is seeing Lookout Key as well. So they have already started to head out to the island and learn about their new work post, but we have a little bit of a delayed all ashore. We should be going on ashore in about an hour, a little less than an hour, to check out this whole island. We are so excited. In the meantime, Emma and I are going to take some pictures around the ship for our website. We do have full pages of the Disney cruise ships on AllEars, so anything you want to learn about the Disney cruise ships. And we have a full tour of the Disney Magic coming to the channel in just a few days. When we do head ashore, we will be taking this pier. There is a lot of natural seabed wildlife around this island, and when they built this pier for the cruise ship, they wanted to make sure that they cleared that seabed and did not have to damage it in any way. So that pier comes out pretty far, and it looks like a pretty long, pretty sunny walk over to the island, but we will fight that battle when it comes. I like a walk. I do not like the sun. It is volatile to my skin, but I'm covered in sunscreen, so it should be okay. Guys, who's off the ship?
We finally made it off.
It's us.
We're walking.
And we didn't swim.
We didn't swim. We're walking.
We're walking like it's like a regular thing to do. We're walking.
Yeah. It is a long walk.
Yeah.
This is the pier.
I will say it felt longer looking at it from the ship than it's feeling longer looking at it right now. Hey, DFB Cassie, are you excited?
I'm so excited. Also, I think you're saying it doesn't feel as long too early. We just started walking.
It doesn't look as long as what I said.
Well,
maybe I said feel. Roll the tapes back.
Cut to the end of this.
Yeah, they carry me a little bit. Now, there are a lot of things you can do on the island that are included with your cruise, but there are also some excursions that you might want to try out. Now, today we're going to get into all of the things that you can do at Lighthouse Point that's included with your cruise. We're going to see literally everything there is to do. But let's talk a little bit about some of the excursions that are an upcharge that you can do. There are options like the Bahama Bank Boat Escape, Banana Boat, Bike and Kayak, E-Bike, Sand Snorkel History Tours. There's buggy tours, nature walks. You can see at Coral Nursery, there's an experience called the Pirates of Eleuthera, which I am interested in. It does appear to be geared towards children, but I don't care. There's also snorkel, as well as snorkel by boat. We will be doing some snorkeling today. One of the most interesting excursions that you can do is the South Eleuthera Eco and Cultural or Historical Tour, your choice, or the Private Historical Cultural Tour via SUV. These will take you out of the Lighthouse Point area and into Eleuthera proper to see more of this amazing destination. All right, after about a 15-minute walk, including some stops to take some pictures, we have made it to the end of the pier. So it really isn't too shabby, but if you do need any assistance, if you have like any mobility issues in your party, they did have a couple of golf carts driving back and forth along the pier. So let a customer know and they will absolutely help you out. But the walk isn't too shabby. It's definitely hot, hot, hot here on Eleuthera in June.
Thank you. I did like my outfit.
And also on the island. One of the things we keep hearing from everyone is that the trees are young. There is not a ton of shade. Bring water, stay hydrated, and stay sunscreened.
This might be a good time to test out one of those UV umbrellas.
Yeah, like a UV umbrella could be good. It's just trying to take care of yourself. It can be really fun to be on a tropical island. Not so much if you are sick.
Yeah, and
so
if you get sick on your island day, it means the rest of your cruise is also probably ruined. So
yeah.
Just take care of yourself.
That's the first priority.
Water, sunscreen. protect yourself.
Yeah. When you first arrive on the island, you will go through a secure port facility. That is right behind me. I'm not going to film it because it is a secure area, but you are subject to any screening. Now, when we walked through, we were able to just walk right through. They didn't ask to screen anything that we were carrying, but that may happen to you. This little area that we're in is going to be sort of your arrival area here on Lookout Key. It is small with not a ton, but there is some stuff to see before you hop on the tram and head to the bulk of the island. So we're gonna check that stuff out first. Now, if you do have any of those excursions that we talked about, you are gonna wanna head to the building that looks like a little hat. That is Turbo Berth, which is where you will check in for the charter boat check-in. This is gonna take you to all of those excursions, and then after that, the cast members will take you down this pier to the charter boats for you to head out on whatever excursion you may have booked. Now, just next to Turbo Berth is where you're gonna find a pretty exciting spot. Now, when I walked in, I thought these were the restrooms. But in fact, this is Mangroves and Go. This is a specialty drink stand on the island. You can grab specialty coffees, Dole Whip beverages, alcoholic, non-alcoholic drinks to go ahead and kick off your visit to Lookout Key. Now, I think we are gonna grab a couple of options here from Mangroves and Go. Try them out. They do have a specialty drink just for the island. That is a specialty cold brew, so you know I'm getting that. And then we'll try them. This is called the Junkanoo Latte, which is cold brew with vanilla and lavender and a chocolate straw.
I ended up not getting coffee. I'm also shocked, but I wanted one of the Dole Whip drinks, so I ended up grabbing, how do you say that first word?
The Eleuthera?
Eleuthera.
Eleuthera?
That's the
This
island.
is the Eleuthera swirl. I'm glad you guys are here so I don't say it wrong. This is the mango Dole Whip, pineapple Dole Whip, and mango boba.
The boba is so cute. Is it gone?
I ate it.
I got the Bahama brew, which has a cold brew, Hawaiian Island coconut cold cream, and you know, my meaning, it's not, yeah, it's right?
I will try it.
It's non-alcoholic, but it tastes like Bailey's.
That's kind of like Joffrey's chicken
Yeah.
Jamaican is like that.
It
Mine
does.
is absolutely delicious. It is creamy. It's not overly sweet. It doesn't particularly taste like coffee, but it's still not overly sweet, so I'm a really big fan of this, and I love that straw. I've never seen anything like that.
Never?
Not like this.
It's fun. Mine is really sweet, of course. It's a nice, refreshing kind of Dole Whip flavors. I'm eager to see if there's more boba because the pineapple on top was more of a gummy. I would not call it boba, but they also didn't give me a straw, so I'm gonna have to go back and I'll update you if it improves. But so far, it's nice, sweet Dole Whip.
Yeah, I need to get some of this coconut cream. Oh, that's really yummy. It definitely tastes like a house-made whipped cream. Like it tastes like fresh and like they did it this morning. I don't know if they did, but it tastes like it.
They didn't, but I did.
No.
I just
think
saw the can.
Oh, I think that the coffees here seem to be more on the sweeter side. It's
Yeah.
a little tiny bit bitter, so it's not overwhelmingly sweet. But again, it does taste like Bailey's.
These are vacation coffees
These
for
are
sure.
vacation
drinks.
coffees.
And
for
then
sure.
Emma's like, I did not even get a coffee. I literally just got a straight vacation
I wanted
smoothie.
vacation drink.
It's also really smooth though. It doesn't feel like a
Mine is
heavy,
so
overly
smooth.
like sugary.
Yeah,
Even
and
though
like
it's
cold
as
and
sweet as it
refreshing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, should we see the island? Or?
I think so, yeah. Now that the drink is in hand and in progress, the last thing over in this little central area right where you arrive is First and Last Chance stand. Now this is a little merchandise stand. It's got a lot of that Lookout Key merchandise. We are gonna look through all of the merchandise a little later in the video in a montage so you can see everything they have to offer here. But First and Last Chance stand is right when you get off the boat. It's your first and your last chance to grab merchandise. There are bigger stores over in the rest of the island that have all of this merchandise and a whole lot more, so that is where we're gonna check out the merchandise. But in case you wanna grab anything, First and Last Chance stand is here. We will see if it is open when we're headed back to the ship later or if it closes a little early, just to make sure that you don't miss out on the chance to grab exactly what you wanted.
Another cool thing that you can do around the island is the Discovery Trail. So you're gonna find these QR codes. And you're actually just gonna scan them with your phone, which I'm attempting to do right now. And it's gonna take you over to the Disney Cruise Line app. So the Discovery Trail is something you can do on your own as you're exploring the island. It's open from the time the island is open until it's closed. And at first glance, your paintings and murals may seem pretty colorful, but the longer you look, the more you're gonna see. So this is gonna be something that is so much fun for us to check out. It gives us details of around the island of things that you might not even realize are kind of really intentional, detailed items. So for example, they're talking about the paintings here on the Mangroves and Co. building. It's by a local artisan named Dorman Stubbs. The whole point of this particular one that I just scanned tells you all about this local artisan and all the incredible things that he does. And I'm really excited to see everything that you can find on the island and explore. This is a cheap, easy, free thing that you can experience while you're here. And I think that you kind of gain a lot from doing that. It just makes the island a little bit more exciting. And if you're anything like with my mom, every single trip we went on as kids had to have some sort of like educational value, just to, you know, help the trip justify it, I guess. And that's justifying it. If you want your kids to have some educational value of their Disney cruise, there you go. And also, that is pretty valuable.
Okay, I thought that this was neat. I don't know if I told Quincy. I don't think she was impressed. Chat about it. I want to know. I just think what's interesting about this island is how it's more of like a mix of like the Disney magic meets the natural beauty of the Bahamas. So these look very Disney-fied. Like they look like Disney characters, but they're not. You know, they're reflections of like the actual wildlife here.
Oh no,
so
that
I feel
is
like this
neat.
was like an interesting medley.
A mix.
Yeah. Also, we decided that one is me and this one's Quincy.
Oh, can I be the crab?
Absolutely.
I really like the crab.
We are headed along this pathway by the beach because we are going to check out the family cabanas. There are two places where you can find cabanas on Lookout Key. We are going to go check out one of the family cabanas that is right on the beach when you arrive. Now, this beach is completely private to those staying in cabanas. There aren't even any beaches on this side of the island except the ones for these cabanas that you can access. So pretty cool, pretty great views. And we were just discussing that the beach is beautiful. The water is turquoise, and we can't wait to go out and see some of the beaches on the other side of the island. We've decided a little bit prettier than Castaway Key as beaches go so far.
Sorry, Castaway.
Sorry, Castaway, we still love you.
Castaway.
Castaway Key, if you're watching
You
this.
didn't feel good saying it, okay?
Listen, I'm not going to raise any judgment on Castaway yet. I'm
Oh.
going to give her
To
flowers.
compare two beautiful beaches.
Because the people are trying to pick their cruise that they're spending thousands of dollars
Oh,
on.
you're right, that's our job.
Yeah, it's our job to compare the two beautiful beaches, unfortunately. The family cabanas are located at Mabrika Cove, and you can find Mabrika Cove rentals right here, which is where you will check in for your cabana, and also where you can rent bicycles. Now, we're not going to rent bikes on this side of the island. We might do it on the other side of the island, because instead, we are going to wait to do so when we have taken the tram across the island instead of biking it. As you might guess, these cabanas are an upcharge on your trip. You can see the price on the screen now for what they start at, but it is definitely a way to make your trip a little bit more special. These are private cabanas to your family. You'll see your family's welcome name on the sign when you arrive. It'll say like, welcome to your family. These are such cute cabanas. They're right on the beach. Their theming is adorable. I can't wait to look inside and see what they have to offer. And the family cabanas even have its own specialty drink location because these cabanas do have service where they will bring your drinks to you. Those will come from here. And this is also where you'll find the restrooms. Another building that looks like a hat. There's also a special dining location here in the cabanas area. So if you're staying in the cabanas, you can visit this spot right on the beach for dining and not have to go to one of the other dining locations on the island, of which there are 3 main ones that we are going to check out. All right, we have stepped inside one of the family cabanas. You can see that this is going to be the best view that anyone has of the cruise ship, the Disney Magic, sitting over there at the end of the dock. Beautiful waters here. The beach has some rock areas, beautiful sand, the turquoise crystal clear waters. Absolutely gorgeous. There's some folks already swimming, hanging out on the beach. It looks amazing out here. The cabanas themselves are pretty sizable. Lots of space. There's kind of an indoor section that you can close off with a sliding door, as well as an outdoor section. Tables for sitting, eating if you want to grab your lunch. A beautiful outdoor day bed, which I think is where I would be if we had a cabana. Just lounge in there the whole time. And then inside, you've got a little bit of seating in here, as well as your towels, some drinks for you to grab throughout the day, sunscreen and things like that. Just some nice decorations in here. Just a very private, kind of luxurious way to spend your time.
This is what I would want. If I'm paying all that money for a cabana, this is what I would want.
Yep.
I live here now.
Oh.
We moved in together.
Oh. Well, what about me?
Well, you can visit.
You're our baby.
I'm your baby?
You're a baby.
And we're going to enjoy a happy life celebrating
Forever.
Junkanoo all year round.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's really special.
We stepped onto that beach for those family cabanas to experience it, see it for ourselves. Can I step in the water? It feels so good. I'm gonna stand in this little rock hole. Emma's drawing in the sand. We've got so much to do, and yet we've been distracted. The other thing about the cabanas is they do have their own little outdoor shower. You can rinse off your feet or your body after you've been in the ocean and the sand, which I just did. It was great. And now we're gonna take the tram to the rest of the island.
Yes,
Woo!
the island.
This is Maddie from DFB. She doesn't want to be on camera, but I've done it to her now.
Hey. She agreed before this.
Yeah, she did. Just not much.
Once I learned
She said you can take 3.5 minutes of footage of me cumulative.
I'm gonna time it.
I hope we're not over that already.
And we sing the Lookout Key theme song at karaoke tonight.
Yeah.
Do they have everything's cool, everything's fine. You're in Eleuthera.
That's like what plays
I'm
in
taking
my
my
head
time. Everything's cool, everything's fine. We've made our way back over to the tram stop. And now we're sitting on the tram.
We're filming each other.
Oh, we can put our personal items in the storage area.
Raise your hand if you're a sweat lip.
I don't sweat if we're sweat lip.
You have a sweat lip.
Everything's fine.
Everything's not fine.
All right, we boarded the tram. The trams are super cute. They've got that same sort of like Bahamian art vibe to them, which is awesome. See it on the rest of the island too. We walked right up to a tram and immediately boarded. Earlier it was a lot more crowded, but the trams are running all the time. So it's pretty easy to hop on a tram. The Rica Cove tram stop. We are now headed over to the rest of the island. We have made it to the main part of the island, which means we are also going to head to look for some lunch. It's about that time now. Lunch happens for limited hours when you are on Disney's island destination. On Lookout Key today, lunch is just from 12 to 2. There are 3 locations that you can have lunch. That is at True True Barbecue, True True 2 Barbecue, and Serenity Bay Barbecue. The offerings are likely going to be pretty similar at each location, but we're going to make sure we check out them all. Look, there's Emma and Cassie. We are headed along the beach to head that way, passing a lot of the wildlife that has been specially curated here in this area. Some was here, some was located here for, you know, the island to look more beautiful, more natural. And what I really love is that there are placards saying what all of the plant life is, which is very cool. The beaches are so bright that I'm like squinting when I look at them. The water is so beautiful and the buildings look awesome. Like it's definitely feels very unique. You can see that artistry they talk about kind of infusing around. We've split into 2. Emma is headed to True True Barbecue. I'm headed over to Serenity Bay Barbecue, and we are going to check out what the offerings are.
For our lunch portion, Cassie and I have made our way over to True True 2, and we are trying a little bit of everything. First, this burger that we're splitting.
That's a solid burger. It's like a fast food burger. Also, if you're a picky eater, the burgers and cheeseburgers are like pre-made. So the pickles, the red onion, the tomato is all on it. A mom did ask if she could get a plain one, and they were able to accommodate her. But whenever you go out there, they're all just pre-made, so you'll have to ask for them.
Something to be aware of.
I might have picked off my stuff. Not that I'm a big eater or anything. Now it's time for the ultimate test, the fry test. If only Fry Bucket was here for this. These look like standard Disney theme park fries, like very similar. So let's find out. Exactly what I expected. Nothing that's going to wow you, but then that is why it wows you. You know, you want like a standard, normal, classic fry, perfect for that kid who just like cheese pizza. This is what they're gonna eat.
Roasted chicken. It's actually not half. There's not a ton of flavor, but it's not dry, and that was my biggest fear. It's really nice and juicy. I will say this is carved, so the bone is in. If that is something that bothers you, maybe find the chicken sandwich option or something else. But it's really tasty. I think the burger's better, but I like a good cheeseburger when I'm on the beach.
Your eyes are so blue and pretty.
Okay, next we're going in with the ribs. The meat is falling off the bone. It's so saucy, super flavorful.
What is bell peppers? What's the pepper?
I think it's bell pepper on
That
top.
has a really nice, like, fresh and savory little crunch.
This is the best thing we've had so far. I really, really like that. And I think that's not surprising. I feel like Castaway Cay is also kind of known for their barbecue, so it makes sense that it translates over here. It's a sweet barbecue too.
I want to like gnaw on this like a little animal.
I think you should.
The baked macaroni and cheese. Forget the ocean. I want to dive into a big vat of the Big Mac and cheese.
Oh, wow.
It's like super creamy and cheesy, and there's also a nice texture with that little crunch on top. It's so good.
Do you think that this would be AJ approved? She's kind of a mac and cheese connoisseur.
That's a good question. Sometimes we align perfectly on cheese, but sometimes we're on opposite sides of the cheese spectrum. So I don't want to speak for her.
That's good. But for you, it's really good.
For me, it's really good.
So like I said, we're at True 2 Barbecue, but True Barbecue is kind of the OG original version of this. There's two. They do serve the exact same things. Now on each side you can find beach barbecue burgers, which Cassie talked a little bit about, but they do come kind of pre-made, although you can get them deconstructed. You can also find barbecue ribs and the rotisserie chicken, which we did discuss. They also have some more vegetables over in this area, like roasted corn, broccoli, and they also have a plant-based island curry, which sounds really nice. And then you can also find chicken and seafood rice bowls, which I think is pretty different. And really, this is what I hope we'll have time to test out today, because they have a really delicious looking Bahamian pigeon peas and rice marinated chicken. They have okra, which I absolutely love, saffron and vegetable rice, shrimp mussels and scallops, which I would die to try, and just more delicious tropical fruit salads, cold slaw, and just bowls of fruit. They also do have an allergy-friendly station which you can place your orders at, and they will be able to accommodate all of your needs. Right now it's operating right here out of the flavorful fish section, but that might transition because this is the first day that this area is open, and I'm sure they're still kind of working out the kinks, but it is something they can provide you. Now, just like Castaway Cay, they do of course have the self-service soda stations, which I partook in already, and they also have the ice cream, which is something I'm personally very motivated by and excited to try. Okay, I made what was probably the ugliest ice cream in history, and it melted immediately, but it's chocolate. It's delicious.
We have made it to Serenity Bay Barbecue, where we are going to be trying out some lunch today. It's beautiful. There's lots of shaded areas over here. We walked past True 2 on the way here, and similar, lots of shaded areas. There are cast members to help you out with anything that you might need. And it is buffet style, so we're gonna go see what some of those offerings are. Of course, this is all inclusive as well. Just like the cruise, everything that would be included on the cruise, like soda, is included here on the island. The island is cashless. You pay using your Key to the World card or your Magic Band Plus, like I have, just like you would on the ship. Makes it pretty simple, charges things to your room, the card that you have attached to your room. And if while you eat you are interested in a drink that is one of those specialty beverages, you can head to Blue Hole Bar, which is right on the beach, right next to Serenity Bay Barbecue, so very convenient. And you can get to it for whether you're hanging out on the beach or having some lunch. Got some showers here for if you are hanging out on the beach. And unsurprisingly, the adults only bar is poppin'. They've got souvenir cups, which is pretty cool. And here's that Blue Hole Bar. And then the Serenity Bay Beach is beyond, with lots of beach chairs, path right out, whether you want to stay up and away from the water or head down and hop in the water. Lots of umbrellas, so you can sit in the shade and look out at the beautiful tropical waters. Now, this entire stretch of the side of the island is also a snorkeling area, which we will check out a little bit later. But for now, I think we should eat. All right, I got my spread from Serenity Bay. Now we are on a tropical island, so the flies are also wanting their Serenity Bay lunch, but I'm swatting them away, and it's all right. I'm excited to try everything out, especially the chicken that is like special for the island, which is exciting. Everything looks really tasty. Lunch has been a little bit of a messy experience, like getting everything situated and finding a seat. Remember, this is the very first day that guests have been on the island at this capacity. We're some of the very first, and this is the first ship to dock there, is ours today. And a lot of the crew are at their locations for the very first time. So things might be a little messier today than we might see them later. But we had a very difficult time finding a seat here at Serenity Bay. We had to wait maybe 10, 15 minutes of looking around to find a table. And we were certainly not the only ones. A lot of the areas around the bar just have a lot of fly activity. They clearly haven't figured out quite how to get that under control yet, which doesn't bug me. Get it? Maddie just laughed, but it could bug you. Emma and Cassie went over to True 2, and it looked like they had a little bit cooler of an experience, a little bit more seamless. The tables over there have fans on them to get rid of the bugs, and they had a few more offerings than we do over here at Serenity Bay. But I'm excited to try the food. All right. So my take on the food, I think it's pretty good. I actually think the food is a little bit better than the food at Castaway Cay on the actual quality. The mac and cheese, Maddie and I agreed, tastes Stouffer's. The favorite for us were the salads, the potato salad, the black bean pineapple salad, the cucumber and onion salad. All of those were like so light and delicious, super flavorful, especially that pineapple black bean salad. It has avocado and it has peppers in it, just delicious. And I could eat like this big of a plate of potato salad. It was so good. It tasted like exactly the kind of thing you want to be eating on a hot beach day. So really enjoyed the salads. For me, the chicken kind of just tasted like chicken, which there's not anything wrong with that. It's really moist, it's really tasty. It's a mix of white and dark meat, which I struggle with dark meat, so I would have to pick it apart a little bit, but you know, still okay. It looks a lot more like flavorful than it is. It's well seasoned, but beyond that, I'm not tasting a ton of flavors. It looks like there might be like turmeric. It's very yellow. So it's got a really nice kind of like earthy sort of seasoning to it, which I enjoyed. The fruit's amazing. I love that you can just get unlimited fruit. The fruit's very fresh. The mango's very fresh, which I love. Anywhere that I can get unlimited fresh mango, I'm in. I also tried one of the pastries. It was like a little blueberry lemon loaf. It was very tasty as well, but kind of seemed like something you could get like grab and go from a package like anywhere. I do like the food a little better than Castaway Keys, which I am like don't like Castaway Keys food. I would rather eat on the ship when going to Castaway Key. I would rather eat off the ship for this. And I think for if you're just headed to the beach, popping into Serenity Bay, this makes it super easy to grab some lunch real quick. But it does seem like there's a lot more options at True True and True True 2. So even if you are going to spend the day in that adults only section, if you do want more of the food offerings, you could head over to the True Trues, see some more of the island, maybe some of the like entertainment options. And right now, I think that Emma and BFB Cassie are headed over to see the Disney Fun in the Sun Beach Bash at the Play Pavilion, which is a spot where you'll find family activities. So they're going to see what's going on with that, which will be pretty cool. So I'll toss it over to them.
Another one of the really cool activities that you can do when you're here on Lookout Key is to head over here to Play Pavilion. It's so sweet. They have tons of games. They have a go-go ball pit, a volleyball court. There's tons of stuff over here. But one of the things that I just got to watch was so sweet. And it was like a sponge relay race game between some of the kids on the island. Goofy was there. It was Chip and Dale and Donald. So much fun, and it was so exciting to see all the kids get involved, and the blue team did in fact win. So huge kudos to the blue team, and I think it's just a great way for your kids to get involved, maybe meet some other kids while you're on vacation, but have a really good time. And that was a great way for them to cool down because it's completely covered up.
All right, we are crossing over to the Serenity Bay Beach to see a little bit more of what they've got going on over here. Now, the first thing I'm noticing is that there are no inner tubes floaties in the ocean, which is like my favorite thing to do on Castaway Key, is to rent a floaty and float in the beautiful water. But I don't see any. I do see folks with snorkel gear. The entire stretch of the island that the beaches are on are snorkel areas. And there's a reef that you can snorkel, which is super cool. Of course, be careful around the reef. You'll see it marked with buoys because coral can cut you. So be careful if you are going to be snorkeling around the reef, but I think that is going to be such a cool experience. I'm definitely going to give it a try a little later this afternoon. But Serenity Bay Beach is down here. You can see they'll have it marked where it changes to be Serenity Bay, where it changes to be the private cabanas area of the beach. But beautiful blue water, beautiful white sand. They call these blush sand beaches because coral does get mixed in the sand right now. Just looks pretty white to me, but this is a beautiful beach. I do think that the actual natural beach areas are much prettier than Disney's current private island, Castaway Key, which is beautiful, but this got a little extra to it. We've cruised back over from Serenity Bay on these boardwalks. We passed True True 2 barbecue, just so you can get an idea of where you're headed. And now I am headed to Bow and Ribbon Bar. This one is similar to the Serenity Bay Bar. Right on the beach, has the exact same structure with these showers on the side. This is very practical, and I'm noticing a lot less busy than the adults only beach. So Serenity Bay has gotten very, very popular at Castaway Cay because it is just that, very serene, no kiddos, nice benefits there. However, you have a little bit shorter of a line here at Bow and Ribbon Bar. And here's that menu. A lot of repeats I see on here of those specialty beverages that we've seen elsewhere on the island. So we're moving on. All right, we're back over in the center, right by the Goombay tram stop. This is going to be the main tram stop for the center of the island. And it's also going to be where you pick up your towels. It's a little confusing. At Castaway Cay, you get your towel when you get off the ship. It's the only time to get it. Here, you get your towel when you get off the tram stop at Goombay. So when you're at the main beaches, that's when you get your towels. Right here is where you get those towels at these tram stops. This is where we got off earlier. We were just in a rush to get lunch. We saw guest services in this building. This is also where you'll find first aid, extremely important. And super cute off to the side over here is the gathering tree, which is an absolutely adorable tree that has a bunch of Disney characters in it. And it's where you might be told to meet for excursions or anything like that. But the tree itself is very pretty, and it has all these little baubles in it inspired by Disney characters up there, which I love. One of the star venues of the islands is the Goombay Cultural Center, which is this really notable building here where you can see it sits right on the beach, and it has some pretty fun stuff going on. Mostly you're going to find special programs and local artists providing guests with opportunities to learn and celebrate the traditions and natural beauty of the Bahamas. That is also where you're going to find Rush, a Junkanoo celebration, which is where a local Junkanoo group will sweep you and your family up in the signature festival of the Bahamas with colorful parades of dancing and music. And you can see some of those performers walking this way with their beautiful outfits. Just behind Goombay Cultural Center, you'll find Plates and Pleats, which is your hair braiding location. If you are interested in hair braiding while you're here on Lookout Cay. We've also got two of the bigger merchandise spots. Yes, this is where you'll find that special Lookout Cay merchandise. We have Disney Things and Treasures of Eleuthera. Disney Things is going to be where you find Disney things. It's going to be a lot of that Lookout Cay merchandise, some Disney Cruise Line merchandise. But you'll take a look around and check all of it out. And then across the way is where you'll find more local Bahamian merchandise, local Bahamian artists' work, things that you can grab to remember your visit to the Bahamas. Let's step in Treasures first. I love these bags. These are like the most beautiful beach bags I've ever seen in my life. The purses. Oh, these are so cute. You can buy Bahamian coffee from Bahamas Coffee Roasters. We've got earrings and jewelry, beautiful rings, and even some local art from the artists all through here. Just some really beautiful stuff to be found. Really amazing artwork that you could take home. Let's take a look at what they've got going on in Disney Things. We've got some Crocs, regular Mickey Crocs. This, I presume, is for if something goes awry with your shoes, which can certainly happen. We've got this cutie kiddo sun shirt that says Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point on the back. Fun kiddo sun shirts, swimsuits, Lookout Cay bucket hats, reversible. Hey. More swimsuits for the little ones, more Crocs here, some sand pails, the Lookout Cay lightweight sun shirt, kind of spirit jersey. I actually really love this. It's a sun shirt, but it's styled like a spirit jersey. I am not a spirit jersey fan. I don't like the fabric. I am a sun shirt fan. So this is compelling to me. Lookout Cay baseball hat, button down with the fun back. Lookout Cay tee, you can see the mannequin back there. More button down. Mickey and Minnie Lookout Cay plushes. Lookout Cay pants. Relaxation sign, koozie, couple cruise line, tropical foliage shirts and zip-ups. We've got the ears. We've got this beautiful Bahamian style dress. There's Minnie, some artwork here, and some of that Bahamian art incorporated into these items. Now that is the artisan collection. We also have like the Lookout Cay like basics collection, which I really love. You've got these Lookout Cay style drawings inspired by the Disney characters. So of course there's the Mickey one, which is the main Lookout Cay. We've got the ears with it. Then there's a Pluto one and Donald. Goofy is down there, and we've got Mickey as well. It is super cute, plus the spirit jerseys and some lounge flies. Pretty much any place where you can buy stuff on the island is gonna have some things that you might need, like Listex, sunscreen, baby diapers, things that can be really helpful on a trip. Some new Lookout Key Disney Cruise Line t-shirts, as well as some classic Disney Cruise Line tees that you can grab here too. And don't forget Disney pins, Disney keychains. We got Stitch, Cutie, the cruise line pins and keychains, some that are Lookout Key specific to commemorate your time here. As you can see, the store is very busy. That is probably because it is opening day of Lookout Key. Now the stores will get busy, but they'll probably die down in the middle of the day a little more than when you first arrive and everyone gets excited to see everything, and when you leave and everyone's like, well, let me grab it before we go. That was Rush. We've seen the merchandise. I also want to show off Rocky Point bicycle rentals. This is what it sounds like. This is where you'll get bike rentals. Right here, it's right by the tram stop. I love renting bikes over on Castaway Cay. It's very easy to get around the island with a bike. Definitely a great option. One thing I really want to recommend before you get to Lookout Key is to look over the map. I did, because I was making the shot list, and it has been a real lifesaver for where things are. There aren't a ton of maps around. Of course, you can always ask a cast member, and the island outside of that arrival area is pretty much arranged in a line, so it's not too difficult. It's just right up the beach. However, I do recommend looking at that map in advance. There is Wi-Fi on the island, but it does tend to cut out and kind of cut in when you're in some of the more popular areas. Like right now, I have Wi-Fi, but if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you might not have it. So just take a look at that map, make sure that you know what's going on before you head to the island. Now, most of the beach area is going to be dedicated to the family beach, which is of course the family beach. It's where everybody can hang out, snorkel, play in the sand, play in the water. And the family beach has a lot going on around it. That is where we've kind of started to hang out, is that edge of the family beach between it and Serenity Bay. Right here, we've got one of the stars of the island. This is the Rush Out, Gush Out family water play area. Families can hang out, play with the water splashes. There are slides. It's so much fun. I literally see kids having a ball over here, and the whole family can play, which I think is so much fun, because it sucks when the kids get the really cool stuff and the parents can't participate. So it's awesome that at Rush Out, Gush Out, the whole family can play together. Continuing our tour, we are headed to the watering hole bar. Now, so far, the bars have all had kind of the same offerings. We'll see if that remains the case here. They also all have those stainless steel cups. I'm seeing them all around. There's souvenir cups as well, like a pineapple. It's pretty cool. But the stainless steel cups are really amazing, I think, because they're actually keeping your drink cool. We're trying to decide what the shell that this is based off of it looks like. I googled speckled shell and the right picture came up, so that's what I'm calling it. I don't think that's it, but we have made our way to True True Barbecue. This is another of those main dining locations. You can see it is after 2, so it is closed. True True and True 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 did have very similar menus. Pretty much exactly the same. Serenity Bay is the only one that's kind of missing a few of those offerings, but still has a lot of them. Tons of shady seating that looks out over the ocean. You can't beat it. So lots of options for where to eat. Based on our experience today, I'd recommend heading to True True or True True 2, even if you plan to spend some time on the adults only beach. We reconvened briefly. We talked about what we had seen and had not seen around the island, so we can continue to grab things. You'll notice the island starts to get a whole lot quieter once you hit afternoon. That is because lots of folks will come out, have their beach morning, their lunch, a little bit of beach time in the afternoon, and start to head back to the ship. It can be pretty tiring lounging on a nice tropical island, but we've made it a little bit further now, and we are passing another one of those bars. One thing about the bars here is they are all kind of the same vibe, same menu. They all have the same layout, and they all serve the same menu, so you can kind of just pick the one that's nearest you, and that's the one you can head to. You don't feel like you need to bar hop or anything like that. We're also over here to the Play Pavilion, which is where Cassie and Emma experienced that super fun celebration earlier with all the games. I'm currently looking for something very specific because I want to go snorkeling. It might be too late to go snorkeling, but if it isn't, I would like to. Now, if you've ever snorkeled on Disney's private island, Castaway Cay, you know that there are some surprises hidden under the water for you to find. In this case, there aren't many surprises, but there is living reef that you can snorkel around the island, and you can see it in those clear blue waters. It's pretty beautiful. I'd absolutely love to see it. So hopefully we can find the snorkel tent and go check out some living reef. It is on the beach. That's why I couldn't find it. But snorkeling comes with some rules. We're gonna do some snorkeling. Pretty excited about it. I always like snorkeling more in theory than in practice, but still pretty excited about it. Okay, I'm in the ocean. And we're gonna snorkel the reef and see if there's anything cool to see. I hope there is. I really like coral reefs, but I'm scared of the ocean. So let's do this. I've snorkeled. I remain horrific at filming underwater, but I really enjoyed snorkeling. I got some water in my ear, but so on Castaway Cay when you snorkel, I don't really like it because there's not much to see. They've sunk some fun Disney stuff down there, specifically a Prince Eric statue from Little Mermaid, which is very fun to find, but it's very far to swim out to that one. Here, the snorkeling area is very close to the shore, but very long. So there's actually a lot to snorkel, but you're never that far from the shore, which makes me feel better because I get tired when I snorkel. The other thing is that there's actual real reef, actual real living reef with tons of tropical fish. I don't know how well I filmed it, but there were like a lot of tropical fish. I think I even saw like a dory. I don't remember what she's called. There were like lots of like big tropical fish and little ones all on the reef, all different kinds of coral and like anemones and stuff. It was really cool. So I definitely really liked snorkeling here. That was probably my highlight of the whole day on the island because you like actually get to see fish. And a fun fact is that when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist, and now I don't really like being in the ocean. So times have changed. You haven't seen us do a whole bunch of rest and relaxation on the island because obviously that's not an exciting video to see us just sitting on the beach. So instead we are trying to show you every single thing that you might see when you're on Lookout Cay. Is that what you should do on your perfect day? No. You should find the spot of Lookout Cay that calls to you most, check out some of those celebrations, grab yourself a nice cool water or beverage, sit on the beach, swim in the ocean, explore the natural wildlife of the island, and have a great time. Now there is also Sebastian's Cove, which is an area for little ones. This is the same age groups that you can leave at Oceaneers Club and Oceaneers Lounge, and it has secure activities for little ones to play at Sebastian's Cove. Pretty cool. You can come and check it out at their open house first thing in the morning on Lookout Cay, and then decide if maybe your little one wants to hang out there. Lookout Cay also has a big focus on the natural beauty of the island of Eleuthera. There are these beautiful like rocky outcroppings from the island that are off in the distance over there that are so gorgeous, and the very end of Lookout Cay lands in a nature trail where you can walk to a historical landmark and explore. Now it is really, really beautiful. Castaway Cay, the beach is kind of in a cove, which makes it like very nice, of course, to like hang out and swim, but the way that the cove is, it makes it feel a little less like naturally beautiful than this. Walking down this beach, I think, wow, with those rocky outcroppings down at the end, you can walk all the way down. It's not as limited as Castaway Cay, it's so much longer, and it is so, so beautiful out here. As you can see, I am walking into the water. It's so wild. This beach is so beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever been on. All right, quick trip back on the tram. I'm eavesdropping because I wanted to be able to share other people's thoughts as well as ours. I'm hearing a lot of people say that there were some bumps in the road with the first day, but they would say 4.5 out of 5 stars. I heard people saying they loved it. I heard people saying they like Castaway Cay better. I heard people saying they liked it better than Castaway Cay. So it's definitely a good, solid experience. We are now heading through the port checkpoint and then walking that 15 minutes back to the ship, where we will then change because you're going to want to see this evening, as it is Pirate Night. watching a goofy movie. So our take on Lookout Key was that it was great, not fantastic, might be fantastic in a year, but really amazing island. They've done a really cool thing with all of the Bahamian involvement, which is awesome. The beaches were gorgeous. That was Lookout Key.
There you go.
Hopefully this video helps you with deciding and looking at what cruises you might want to take, or just in living vicariously through us. You are always welcome to do that as well. If you liked it, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now go check out our perfect day on the Disney Cruise Line up on the channel right now.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.